worked hard.
They
to
did.
Get
They weren't
what
going to
they
be
got.
able to
Yeah.
get where they were at.
Yeah.
And they really, really worked incredibly hard and got better and better as the season went on. Won both of the district matches against Ocoee Middle. Played Cleveland twice, lost both times in 2 sets, but each match was within 2 points.
Yeah.
So, just a really a hard-nosed group of girls.
Mm-hmm.
Been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram and TikTok of a lot of the preseason conditioning and things that you've got them doing. You want to talk just a little bit about?
Yeah, sure. So
a little unorthodox, but I like it.
We'll talk about some basketball. So I have partnered, not really partnered. CrossFit Portum, which formerly was known as Live Loud, they've got a teen class now, and so it's 4:30 to 5:30. 4:15. They changed it, 4:15 to 5:15. So our girls that wanted to participate, they would leave straight from school on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and go work out. And we would go, coaches would go with them and just oversee and make sure that they're, help the people that are there, make sure that they're doing correct form and all that good stuff. So, and I feel like we've had our first week of practice, this last week, really, because volleyball just got done. And I could tell the ones that ran cross country and the ones that did CrossFit were in pretty stinking good shape. Volleyball girls were kind of sucking eggs, but we'll get there. And I'm enjoying working with them. I'm just trying to, I had a very, very solid foundation laid out before I took over. And I'm just trying to keep that same legacy and that same tradition going. Coach Morris, she laid down the foundation. Those girls that are at Bradley now, and some at Cleveland, 1 or 2 at Walker Valley, they're all succeeding, and I'm proud of them all. I mean, I don't care where they go to school. I'm just proud to have been a part of their step, even if it was just tying a shoe.
Right.
So,
well, and I feel like that's a true testament of the impact as a coach that you have on your athletes, is when those athletes still come back to the game, regardless of the schools that they go to, and they want to come and be a part of the program, and they want to come and see their coaches and things like that, and that's what those girls, that's what they do.
Well, I love all of them, and I hope, there's not a kid that we've had go through our program that I'm like, oh man, when I see them, I'm like so excited to see them, just because I'm proud of the young women that they're becoming. I've coached kids that are in college now, which is crazy for me to say, because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that old, but I guess I am.
Well, this year I feel like it's going to be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited because I know that not only have you and Keela Formont, your assistant coach, but also Coach Nipper on the boys' side with Brandon Lingerfeld and Joseph Weeks. Have done a lot in the off season as far as furthering your education and coaching.
Yeah.
You guys went to a conference a few weeks ago, and really I felt like learned a lot and brought a lot of just really like cutting edge, like with things that are happening at elite high schools and at the college level in the game today. And you were, I guess, can you comment on that without giving away maybe some of the things that you're going to be trying to incorporate?
Sure. So we went to, it's called BCAT, and it was in, not Nashville, but outside of Nashville. I don't remember. Cookeville, right? Franklin County, is that right?
It's Franklin County's right outside.
Franklin County, I'm sorry. I get it all mixed up. Franklin County High School is where it was held. And they had a lot of D1 coaches that had came with their teams to the clinic, and they were running through like practices and drills and stuff. And so you could kind of pick and choose which ones you wanted to go to. So we went to the first 3 sessions the first day. And, obviously I had to go eat, and then we came back the next day. But we learned a lot, like a lot of things in basketball are changing, and that's across the board. That's everywhere. It's high school, college,
What's the big thing, like, as far as
it's just
changes?
faster. It's way faster. It's not as much of, I mean, you can still run your set offenses and stuff like that and have a system, but it's just it's a whole lot faster, and teaching kids how to be faster and be more explosive and respond and think on the go and react and not just like go through the motions. And so that's kind of our goal, is to teach them how to read defense, read offense, what's open, what's not.
Right.
Am I in the right position? Am I not? You know?
And we talked a little bit about that maybe a week or so ago. And for somebody that, you know, I don't really consider myself old school, but I guess I am. Like it's difficult, you know, because one of the things I've always said is, you know, Steph Curry ruined basketball for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, coming down, you know, you've got one-on-one, so instead of driving for the high percentage shot, he's drawing back, he's hitting that bomb three, and that's actually what you're seeing a lot of these programs and coaching or coaches telling their teams to do.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't believe in like live or die by the three. I don't believe in that, but I do believe that if, you know, the opportunity presents itself and you're wide stinking open and you're a set shooter, like, take it.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
Why not? And in middle school, like, especially when they get to 8th grade, they're developmentally able to shoot. And so if I've got kids that can hit, I mean, why not? You know? Why not?
Well, and you really widen the score if you're able to convert those.
Sure. Yeah.
And so every little bit helps. You know, I talked to Nipper, and he was really excited about some of the stuff that he learned from the conference. And so it's going to be exciting to see you guys incorporate those things.
I mean, I feel like so I come into the tail end of his practices because mine are right after his, and I feel like both of our practices, as far as intensity level, I mean, have changed a lot. Like, the kids are going 100 miles an hour. They're working their tails off. They know the expectation. I mean, I always tell them, like, you might not be the most talented, but don't let anybody outwork you. Like, that's the goal. Don't let anybody outwork you, because that's how you get what you want, not just in sports, but life. Don't ever let anybody outwork you.
I've said that for a long time. You know what?
Yeah.
Like, we may not be the most talented, but we will be the best prepared, and nobody, and I mean nobody, will outwork us. And I feel like if you have those couple of things going for you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come out on top.
Sure.
You know, maybe I'm biased, but I feel like we have the best set of coaches, you know, in the area. There's great coaches at Cleveland. There's great coaches at Ocoee Middle, but you know, I really feel like you guys do a fantastic job, not just of coaching the kids, but of building that team culture, doing those team building activities, you know, ahead of time. Like, you know, we've talked in the past about, you know, kind of thinking outside the box and incorporating some different things into your practices and your preseason conditioning, you know, like yoga and like, you know, just getting together and talking about what your goal of the practice is. You know, we do that in our classrooms every day. Like, we talk about the learning target, but it's just as important out on the basketball court to talk about, this is what our goal is today. And at the end of the practice, you reconvene, you talk about it, and you see how well you did. And if things didn't go so well, then this is what we need to do moving forward. So I feel like it's constantly, you're constantly looking to get better. You know, you've really got some kids that have stepped up this year and taken some really positive leadership roles. You know, one that I've been really, really excited to see step up and take that role is Zella Branham.
Yeah. Yep.
And Zella, you know, comes from that gene pool is just full of competitors, but she has done a really, really good job of trying. I feel like this year, instead of being vocal, to lead by example, and has just really, you know, been a great teammate.
Yeah, and I think that our 8th grade girls have done a really good job of leading by example. Like, our whole, because Zella's in 7th grade, and but the 8th grade group that we have this year, and I'm bragging on them because I'm serious. They're just good kids. Like, they don't talk back. There's none of that kind of stuff. They're like, yes, ma'am, whatever it is that I tell them to do, and they do it. And the eye rolling and all that, the typical middle school behavior isn't really there. And so it's kind of been weird for me because I'm so used to playing whack-a-mole with stuff like that, I'm like, wow. And then my little 6th graders are watching that, and they're taking notes. And so I feel like our 8th grade group does a good job of being good teammates and showing an example of what that looks like, because they all get along. They all pretty much, I would say, are friends. The 8th grade group, they're pretty tight knit, and I've never had a group like that that's that close outside of basketball, because I tell them, I'm like, basketball is not everything. Like, I love basketball. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't, but you got to just be a good person at the end of the day. And that's what we've really, like, Coach K and I, Coach Keela Formont, and I have really, taken a step back and looked at, okay, what can we do that's not taken away from practice time, but can help, assist, because middle school is hard.
Right.
It's so hard. And being a girl is hard. And so there's so many nuances that go with, coaching that people don't even know. And so we've tried really hard to be proactive and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we expect. If you don't meet it, like, here's our rule. And then we're rolling with it. And those kids have been very receptive of it. And it's been a great start so far. We try out October 16th. So we have one more tryout, and then we're rolling. So.
Well, and something we talked a little bit about last year, but I really feel like going into this year is kind of in the theme, we over me, getting the girls to buy into the whole concept of team. And you were talking about how this team seems to be very cohesive, and they generally like each other. But the important thing that I wanted to stress to them, the couple of times that I've talked to them in the preseason, I talked to them in the summer, I really stressed about, what, all that matters is that you guys play as one on the floor. You're not always going to get along. You're going to have disagreements. And the example that I shared with them was, about the Chicago Bulls and Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. Pippen and Jordan could not stand Rodman, and they did not have conversations outside of the playing court. But you would never know that the way that they played on the floor, because they were so bought in to the system that Coach Jackson had put into place. Yeah. And so I feel like, getting the girls to buy into that whole team concept, if it's going to benefit my team tonight that I grab 15 rebounds and I don't score 20 points, then that's what I'm going to do in order to make sure that we get a W on that win column. Yeah. I've seen a lot more aggressiveness on the court, diving for loose balls, fighting for rebounds that I haven't seen since that state championship team. And that is really energizing to see that. So really looking forward to this season. When's first varsity game?
Oh, I really couldn't tell you, but I know that our first event that I'm not a dates type of, I've got a calendar and I have to look at it every day. My husband gets irritated with me because I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. But October 21st, we go to Rocky Top with all 3 teams to play. That's our first thing that we're doing.
Kind of a preseason tournament.
Yeah, and our first, I think it might be the 26th, but I could be crazy.
I think you're right. I think it is the 26th.
Yeah, maybe East Ridge.
And then
I don't remember.
The 31st is 2 6th grade games.
Yes, right? yes. Tellico, maybe? At home? Tellico? No, it's Ocoee.
Yes.
Duh. Sorry.
So we've got that one scheduled early, I think, 4 and 5 o'clock.
So they can go trick or treat.
Because, middle school kids still trick or treat. That wasn't a thing when I was a kid.
It was when I was. I was at the block party in my Lady Bruins uniform pretending to be a dead basketball player. It was a thing.
Well, we are going to take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap up these scores, and then if we don't have any other callers, I think we're going to call tonight. But we would love to hear from you. Give us a call here on the Hardy's Friday Night Blitz, 423-614-6499.
Attention shoppers, learn more about our Picky Promise.
This produce looks amazing, and it smells so fresh. Food City is as picky about produce as I am, and that's hard to do. But they make it look easy with their Picky Promise. If it's ever not fresh, they'll replace it.
That's cool. And I thought their helpful certified butchers were the coolest thing about this place.
It's all here.
Nobody does food like Food City.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, and we will overpay for your old car today. High mileage, cosmetic issues, that's okay. Rusted, busted, can't be trusted, all trade-ins are welcome. Just bring us your old car as is. Don't even wash it. You'll be shocked of how much I'm willing to pay for your old car in any condition. Come see me, John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where selling your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Thank you for calling Logan Thompson. This is Ashley.
You get a yearly checkup. Shouldn't your air? With your local Lennox dealer, regular care equals perfect air. With technology you can touch, comfortable air you can feel, and savings you can see. Not just perfect air, perfect for you air.
Call Dale's Heating and Air to upgrade your air today.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com.
Friday night blitz sponsored by Hardee's. Appreciate everybody listening in tonight. We're going to go over some scores of interest. If you'd love to give us a call, we would appreciate it. The number is 423-614-6499. Our first score of interest that we've talked about tonight is the Bradley Central High School Hardin Valley game from last night. It was Bradley's homecoming. Bradley came away with the win 40-7. Boo Carter had another tremendous game last night. Up next for Bradley is they go to Red Bank next week. Walker Valley was at East Hamilton tonight. Walker Valley loses a close one 17-10. Cleveland High School was at Bearden. They lose 38-21. Polk County was at Bledsoe County tonight. Polk County loses 35-6. Oak Ridge was at Farragut. Oak Ridge comes away with the win 35-3. Silverdale was up big at Signal. Don't have a final on that, but it was 42-21 in the fourth. I'm pretty sure that's final by now. Chat Central at Brainerd. Brainerd comes away with a close one 22-20. McMinn Central up big against Tyner 34-14 in the fourth. Sweetwater at Loudon tonight. Loudon shuts out Sweetwater 27-0. Red Bank at home against the Sequoia Fighting Lingerfelds. They lose this week. Sequoia does 35-0 to Red Bank. Up next for Red Bank, Bradley Central Bears next week. Big game. Also, we have Pigeon Forge at Meigs County. Meigs County shuts out Pigeon Forge 39-0. Ray County at Ooltewah. Ray County comes away with the win 21-7. McMinn County at Howard. McMinn County wins big against Howard 49-7. And in a close one, Soddy Daisy loses to East Ridge 14-8. That is all we have tonight for the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. We appreciate everyone listening in, and we will see you all next week.